Hello everyone, welcome back to another Jam Track review. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Last week I did not talk about any of the songs for Metallica. There was only 3 songs last week, and I didn't feel like it was proper to do a review on it last week when there was like nothing to talk about besides Metallica, and I would have said for all 3 of them, this is amazing, I love it. That's not a video in my eyes. So this week I'm going to bring in what I said last week about the songs last week, and I'm also going to be talking about all 8 of the brand new songs this week. One of them is free. The other 7 are going to be in the item shop tonight. So, with starting off, here is what I said last week. All right, I gotta say, sad but true, that I'm gonna say my reactions straight up from just what I witnessed here in this song. This was amazing. It encapsulates the perfect experience of what Metallica really is just by playing the notes of the guitar. It captures it so well. For those of you who work on these tracks and you chart these tracks for people like me to enjoy, my God, you have done well. Sad but true, especially. This one's probably one of my favorite ones in terms of the ones that are easier to play. This definitely isn't anywhere near the hardest song this week, but it's so fun to come into this and to experience this and feel cool while you're playing it. I don't ever get that feeling often with songs in this game, but when I get to that point where I feel that way, that's nice. That's a nice experience. We got Battery by Metallica. This one is vocals on 4, bass on 5, lead guitar on a max difficulty of 7, and drums also on a max difficulty of 7. Guitar is insanely difficult on this song. If you are a controller player, good luck. Your hands are going to be hurting more than if you tried March of the Pigs on drums. This is probably about as difficult as it maybe a little bit more difficult than Unsainted is on drums too. Drums for this song is just about as difficult as the lead guitar is. There is so much going on with these songs, and I kind of like it. I kind of like how tough this is. I'm not used to saying that I really like the difficult songs, but when it comes to, probably a little bit biased here, but when it comes down to the songs that I enjoy the most and they're the most nostalgic for me, having them be the most difficult songs in the game, that's nice. That's really nice. The next one I want to talk about is Fade to Black by Metallica. This is a vocals on 2, bass on 5, lead guitar on 6, and drums on 6 as well. Drums for this one, very, very fun, but lead guitar, man, they had me at lead guitar on this one. They absolutely had me. I was very, very close to saying that this song was going to be about like a 4 or a 5 in terms of its difficulty, but then they ramp it right up at that last solo at the end of the song. And I find it kind of interesting how early they end the song, because usually what it does is it continues on and it kind of like fades out over time. But this one, they just kind of stop it right towards the end of the song, and they don't really finish it. It's kind of a little weird how they do that. And now, this week, the first thing I want to talk about is the free song, Everybody Falls, Chill Mix by Mediatonic. This is the Fall Guys soundtrack, but it's not quite that. It's more along the lines of a brand new chill mix. It's fun, but it's not too amazing. I played it on drums. It's hard at one part. It kind of makes no sense to me. I don't really understand why it has to be like those fast notes out of nowhere and then it never happens again. I don't know. The song itself, I was expecting to be a little bit more fast-paced. It really wasn't. And for me, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad it was a free item and not something that they want people to pay for, but you know, it's good, but not too amazing. Also, since we're talking about the ones that I didn't really care for too much, I'm going to start off with them this week. The Black Beatles song by Ray Sremmurd and Gucci Mane. Not great. I mean, it's okay. It's 1 on bass, it's 1 on lead, it's 4 on drums, and it's 4 on vocals. Drums is really repetitive. Vocals is all right. I mean, this one doesn't really seem too special. It's kind of more geared towards the younger generation of people, I'd say, because a lot of them are a lot more interested in this type of music and will vibe to this for a long time. Not me. I don't really care for it that much, so I'm a little bit biased here, but all in all, it's not too special. It's very repetitive, and it doesn't really hit that mark for me. Day and Night by Kid Cudi. This one is a 3 on guitar, a 1 on bass, 3 on drums, and 3 on vocals. Again, this one it's an easier song. There's nothing about this one that I would consider difficult at all. But once again, it's just It's not great, but not too bad either. The next one, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked by Cage the Elephant. This one is nostalgic for me, very nostalgic, but it's not quite as I remembered it. I thought for some reason that it had a lot more guitar in it than I actually saw today, but it's a 3 on lead, a 2 on bass, a 3 on drums, and a 5 on vocals. Vocals is fun. I do not say that there's anything bad about it. I would say that this one is definitely one of the more enjoyable vocals tracks recently, but I don't know. Don't really think that I remember it being the same way. Panda by Desiigner. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I thought this one wasn't really great. The charting is okay. The charting is as good as it can get, considering this song is the way that it is. But I mean, you're basically playing the same 2 notes throughout the entirety of the song, because there's no pitch change or anything during the rapping sections. It's just the same syllables over and over. So it's the same 2 notes over and over. It's kind of boring for me. Vocals on this song is the highest at a 6. I don't agree with that. I think it's a 5 at max. Guitar and bass are at 1. Drums are at 4. Really, the most enjoyable one, I think, is drums. And that's because at least the repetitiveness isn't the same 2 notes. Now, let's talk about the good ones. The really, really, truly good ones this week. And I'm definitely biased here, I will admit. But they are also some of the most difficult and most enjoyable tracks to play in Fortnite Festival this week. Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. All 3 of these songs are amazing. Welcome to the Jungle is very, very fun. Some harder parts, overall, very, very fun. Sweet Child of Mine was really fun. It had a very nice and easy solo, and it's very sight readable. I was able to do that 100% on my first try. Very fun. Very fun. But Paradise City, it is amazing. It is so fun to play, but it has a very, very difficult solo. If you are interested in playing and trying to 100% all of these songs, Paradise City is going to be an insane challenge for you. There's one person out there, another content creator out there. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Is it Akai? I don't know. I'm going to call you Alec because I know your name. Alec was able to do this sight readable on Pro, flawless. Don't know how. Makes no sense to me. Then again, Guitar Hero vet. How could he not? But this song is tough. It is very, very tough. I would probably consider it the hardest, in my eyes, the hardest guitar song in the entirety of Fortnite Festival right now. That seems to change every other week, which I like, because I like how they're adding more difficult songs. But Paradise City, very difficult. Welcome to the Jungle is a close second with a couple of parts, but it's also very, very fun to play. But Sweet Child of Mine, the easiest of the 3, very sight readable. But that is everything for this week. 8 different songs plus 3 last week that I talked about, so technically 11 total for this jam track review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and listening to my thoughts on the new jam tracks. I will see you next week, because next week, not only is there going to be a brand new Fortnite season for Battle Royale, there's going to be a brand new Fortnite season for Fortnite Festival, which means that you can expect a brand new review from me next week, because there's going to be enough to talk about, especially considering we already know who the next artist is. I will not say it here on behalf of the artist and Epic, you know, because, you know, that's not something I feel like I should leak when it was technically leaked by other people a long time ago, but whatever. Long story short, get ready. If you're into pop music, it's going to be a fun one. If you're not, we'll see. We'll see what you think. That's all for me. See you next time.